Federalist Paper 7, Part 10. This is the last paragraph. The probability of incompatible alliances between the different states or confederacies and different foreign nations, and the effects of this situation upon the peace of the whole have been sufficiently unfolded in some preceding papers. From the view they have exhibited of this part of the subject, this conclusion is to be drawn, that America, if not connected at all, or only by the feeble tie of a simple league, feeble means weak, weak tie of a single league, like the Constitution we have right now, he says, like the Articles of Confederation, offensive and defensive, would, by the operation of such jarring alliances, be gradually entangled in all pernicious labyrinths of European politics and war, and by destructive contentions of the parts into which she was divided, would be likely to become a prey to the artifices and machinations of powers equally the enemies of them all. Divide et impera means divide and conquer, or divide and command, must be the motto of every nation that either hates or fears us. So he says, by looking back at all the Federalist Papers that we've presented you so far, by this Federalist number 7, he says, we have shown you that if you become 13 different countries, or become 3 or 4 confederacies, or even stay like we are right now under the Articles of Confederation, our weak Constitution, it is obvious that these states will fall prey, P-R-E-Y, to the European powers. They'll become weak, and they become toys, and their politics, notice it uses the word entangled. Later on, after President Washington, or his farewell address, after he serves 2 terms as president, and he gives his last address to the American nation, he uses the word entangling. I have a feeling that he might have got it from the context of this Federalist. He says, if Hamilton is saying that if we don't stay strong, we don't stay united under one strong constitution, not under a feeble one, but under a good constitution like the one we're presenting you, we will become toys in the hands of European monarchs, European kings, and our politics will get entangled with theirs. Our politics will get tied down with theirs. Let's say if British become influential in this part, and Spanish become influential in this part, and the French become influential in this part, let's say, then every part of these sections, their politics, their decisions, will rely on the decisions that are made in those monarchies. And this is awful, because he says, then we cannot be a strong, independent America. That's why the last line of this paragraph uses that phrase that any of you who've come from countries that were formerly part of the British Empire or different empires, you are familiar with, your parents are familiar with, divide and conquer. That's how they ruled all these colonies. They divided people, make divisions amongst them, whether it was tribal divisions, linguistic divisions, religious divisions, and that's how they ruled. And Hamilton is saying, they will do that to us, especially the British, the French, they're masters at this. They'll divide you up, keep you weak, and they will conquer you. Now, how is that relevant to what we are planning on doing, what we are hoping to do, uniting the world? It is extremely relevant because now, under bad leadership in the world, they can always find excuses and keep people divided. Like in America, you've seen how Trump came to power by ridiculing the Hispanic population, calling them thieves and rapists and lawbreakers. Then he went after the Muslims. And he really benefited from that. He said they're everywhere. They're going to break the law, going to do acts of terror. So he's a demagogue telling people what they want to hear. And he divided the American people. And that's how he won this election. And he's not even a foreigner. So we can all be victims of this situation. Except in our world right now, all these countries have people that are in power and are totally stealing the wealth of these nations. It goes to the top 2, 3, 5% to them and their militaries, and majority of people get nothing back in return, just enough to make maybe barely keep alive. Their goals, they're as human beings, they cannot flourish to be full human beings. And the sad thing is that these rulers, if they did not look at things as zero-sum game, if they did not look at it like, if my people become prosperous, that means I'll become poor, because they feel like there's only so much in this treasury that they can steal. They don't realize that all these human beings, if they flourish, the wealth of all the nations, the wealth of all the world will rise up, and everybody will benefit from it. But they have that tribal thief mentality that they say, if my people get rich, that means I'm going to lose money. I and my cronies. I and my soldiers that I pay to beat people on the head. So we should not be fooled by that. We should think of what is in the long-term interest of human beings, all the living beings, this planet, and not let these monster demagogues divide people of the world as they have done so far. So stay focused and don't let them lie to you.